because I'm Miss B, and then there was Bahubali, and now there's Bubbly.
Bubbly, yeah. Tabu was a person who really backed me up, and she believed in me. Still today, also she says, "Ke I was the one who discovered you."
But Haryanvi people in general just have this very dry humor, and I think they're innately very self-assured people.
I never do workshop also. I'm very instructive. I just put people in front of the camera and I shoot.
Hello everyone, this is Aina and welcome to Pinkvilla. I have the amazing director Madhur Bhandarkar with me and an amazing actor Tamanna Bhatia with me today. Welcome to Pinkvilla, guys.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you all. In the past few years, we've seen women-centric films being made now, but you started it right from when you started your career. What is your take on that?
I think it's a good thing because I remember when I made 2001 Chandni Bar and post that movies, Page 3, Satta, Corporate, all these movies. So that time they used to always say कि मधुरी बनाता है ऐसी फिल्में and nobody else makes. But I'm very happy later a lot of other filmmakers also started and a lot of actors also started doing women-centric cinema. I think it's a good, more the merrier I think. So it's a good thing because I think, and especially today's time when you see, look 4-5 years back with the OTT platform and theaters also people going. So there are a lot of things where people want to see different kind of subject, different kind of actors doing it. It can be biopic, it can be non-fiction, something like that. So I think it's a great sign.
But so that time when you started and you got such stories out, were there people who didn't really encourage this kind of screenplay or plot?
Yeah, a lot of people. In fact, I remember for me it was very difficult to get producer for Chandni Bar also. And I was coming from a flop of 3 Shakti. So I didn't have barely anybody came to back the project. So I had to go to 8 to 7 producers. But then the producers had their own say, कि इसमें item गाना डाल दो, इसमें ये डाल दो, इसमें ये बना. They want to make very sleazy kind of a thing, which I didn't want it to make. I said, no, I want to stick to the subject which is. And I'm very lucky to have my producer, Mr. R. Mohan, Amit Mohan, and Tabu, I would say. Tabu was a person who really backed me up and she believed in me. Still today also she says, कि I was the one who discovered you. And really, it is really her, कि she did the film with me. Knowing कि I had a flop behind me and she worked with me. And from that the journey started and it's been great from last 20 years. Success, commercial success, national awards, Padam Shri. I'm very happy.
Yes, for sure. And Tamanna, what's your take on this? Because now you're having this film completely on your shoulders and you know, it's not the quintessential women playing the man's love interest. What's your entire take on women being and taking the lead now?
I think what happened in the past, of course, there's been enough women-led movies ever since there's been movies. But I feel like the past 3 years saw a massive shift in the way we consume cinema. So it's actually a great time to be an actor because people are actually experimenting a lot more than they ever did. And then there's our good old, cine-going experience, which I think is special and important to all of us because essentially we've all grown up watching that.
Right.
Definitely more stronger parts are written. There's more focus on the writing than there was ever before because in the process of getting exposed to so much content in the past 3 years, the only way we can actually to some degree strengthen our position in terms of how a film gets received is the writing. And I think Madhur sir will agree to me because I feel like when we get good stories, it's like a jackpot of sorts because
completely.
To build on that becomes so much more of a creatively fulfilling experience. I remember when I heard the story to what Madhur sir made, I think he's added so many layers to it. They're so humane and it neutralizes the whole idea that women need to be in a certain way. I think there are so many stereotypes that he has so effortlessly broken in an entertaining storytelling format. The idea is to make you laugh and also make you pause and think. But
and not be preachy at the same time.
And not be preachy because I don't think anybody, if our own parents are to preach to us, we don't listen to them. I mean, what are people going to listen to us if we are going to get preachy in a movie? And the character of Bubbly is she's so bindas, and I think I don't know how many people know, but Haryanvi people in general just have this very dry humor, and I think they're innately very self-assured people. The more I've kind of looked at a cross-section of Haryanvi people, that's something I noticed, and it was fun to kind of embody that. and be that character, and of course dabble in an absolutely new dialect, which is Haryanvi.
So, two things when I saw the trailer which really intrigued me was, like I told you, the body language. You know, we've always seen women being emotionally strong even in films, but this is focusing a lot on physical strength as well. How challenging was it for you? And secondly, you know, you've worked in the South industry for the majority of your life, and getting that Haryanvi accent and the dialect, how difficult were these two things to adapt?
Well, it was as difficult for me to do Haryanvi as it was to do Tamil and Telugu, because I am actually from Mumbai, schooled in Manekji Cooper in Mumbai. So for me, when I entered the southern film industry, I had to learn the languages because I intended on spending a lot of my life doing that. And I have very similar intentions with this, because I feel like the moment you can connect the audiences with the authenticity of the language, you're likely to have a better reach into how they feel about the character, because that's the first kind of most obvious thing that goes out to them. So I think I was cognizant of the fact that the closer I am to the dialect and the authenticity of it, the likelier I am to get people to like Bubbly, because the language of course is one aspect of it, but the physical aspect being like learning how to ride a bullet was involved. I had to take lessons on beatboxing because she beatboxes also. So it's an interesting character.
Right. And so for you, like, you've always liked and loved telling realistic stories which are a little more hard-hitting, and how did you come up with a concept where you wanted to go for a slice of life and in a comic way?
See, because when this movie, this thought process came to us to make a film on the bouncer world, so it was like I said also earlier, it could be a very serious movie also, and knowing the kind of cinema I make. But I wanted to deliberately make this movie into a very humorous slice of life film, because I felt that it's a very intriguing, different world of bouncer. We see male bouncers all around, everywhere we see, film industry or weddings or a lot of time we see bouncers. But female bouncers is a really rare sight. And that's how we got it. Like pubs in Delhi, you have a lot of female bouncers over there. Just started recruiting now. So I said this world is very fascinating. Nobody has made this world on a female bouncer. So I said कि इसको जितना हो सके we'll keep it very humorous and very slice of life, and which is absolutely amazing. And the way it was written, the script is written. So making this movie slice of life was very deliberate attempt. So there's nothing I want to make a serious work of it. And I'm very happy that the way the movie has turned out, her performance is brilliant.
What was the relationship you guys discovered while working with each other, in terms of, are you completely a director's actor, and what is something that you discovered in her which you haven't seen other actresses possess?
See, for me, I had not seen a movie, I think so. But Bahubali is the only film I have seen. Not much of a work I have seen of her. And for me, I think, like when she met me also, I told just surrender to the vision and just follow my instinct, what it is, how it is. And she's definitely director's actress. And she has amazing talent. I swear it, I'm telling you, the kind of role she has done in this movie, and it has completely changeovers also so many times in the film. And she's done very flawlessly. There was nothing like that where you have to make her understand. And I'm a person, I never do workshop also. I'm very instructive. I just put people in front of the camera and I shoot.
So there's no prep?
No prep. I barely do. Obviously, she took lessons of beatboxing and she took lessons on speaking Haryanvi. We had a dialogue coach on the set. He was the only person. Otherwise, no कि चलो बैठ के perform करो 2-3 दिन ऐसा नहीं होता. Spontaneity, I do like that only. And this movie definitely for her is a different game changer for her completely.
Tamanna,
I have to say one thing that I think working with Madhur sir was a revelation completely, because I don't think I've had this kind of the space he created for not just me but for everybody on set was to be completely honest with him. I think I have not really shared that kind of relationship with any of my directors where I can be I'm not scared to go up and tell him something that I feel, or I'm not I don't have to ever. He's just such an open-minded person. I think that has really contributed to making this film the best version of what it could be. with his volume of experience and his body of work and the innumerable awards that he has bagged, I think just his ability to make everyone feel like they're contributing in some capacity or the other to the film. And definitely for me, working with Madhur sir was a big learning experience where I understood what it is to actually collaborate completely with a team where Star Studios, Junglee Pictures, Madhur sir's entire directional department, including Niranjan sir, who's been his co-director for donkeys of years. Everyone was so collaborative, and I think everyone on board is actually a reflection of him.
And even what we've been seeing you recently and the roles that you're playing, they're very distinctive. You're playing variant characters even in your upcoming projects. Is that a measured decision somewhere that now that I've gained a stardom, I want to prove myself more and more to myself, maybe as an actor as well?
It largely stems from the fact that I am assuming my audiences share that same problem as I do. I have a very short attention span. I get bored very easily. I get bored of the work I do even faster. So to keep myself entertained so that I can entertain audiences, I have to keep doing different things. So it's largely, it's just the way I have to function, because I have to do something that I haven't done before. Otherwise, I don't want to get bored while doing it.
Seen you in both the Bahubalis, and is there a chance that this legacy might continue of Bahubali, or a prequel or something on that note where we can see stuff happening more?
Well, B definitely happens to be an interesting word in my life, because I'm Miss B, and then there was Bahubali, and now there's Bubbly.
Bubbly, yeah, absolutely.
And what about Lust Stories? We've heard that you're going to be shooting Lust Stories as well. So how's everything on that front?
Well, the formal announcements are yet to come through. So when the formal announcements happen, then I can talk more about it.
Awesome. My last question before I let you guys go is, so this is for filmmakers especially, do you think somewhere creating or experimenting has become easier on OTT, and on screen they kind of create films that the audience wants to see? Do you think that distinct has come?
Yeah, definitely. OTT has definitely given a lot of hope to the filmmakers across the world, and I'm really happy. In our time, there were no such OTT platform as such. And today, there are lots of filmmakers who make short films or put it on YouTube also, and which get appreciated, and they get a film also later. In our time, it was not such things. We had to make a film to prove your credibility. So I think definitely OTT has given this platform to a lot of filmmakers to do innovative stuff, different stuff, which you feel this is something which we have never done. And the platform also wants to experiment this, and the audience also, they also want to see something very different, which probably you like. Sometimes the story you feel कि यार ये picture की मैं 2 घंटे में नहीं बोल सकता हूँ. I need at least 6 hours, 7 hours. So then you make a series of it.
Right.
Then you can justify your script, your dialogues, your whole story. So I think that's a great days for the filmmakers.
But you feel kahin na kahin big screen pe they've become a little scared to experiment, because now the current scenario of Bollywood.
No, big screen ka definitely, see, it is not now. I'm talking about earlier also. It was time where one rare film is to go and is to do well. But I think after 2000 that bridge was slowly, since the multiplex I'm talking about. When I made Chandni Bar in 2000, I was competing, I was nominated with the best film that time. Dil Chahta Hai, Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, Lagan and Gadar and Chandni Bar.
Wow.
These were the 5 films I was nominated in all the categories, you know. So completely. So see the kind of films it was. All different genre. See Gadar, see Lagan, see Dil Chahta Hai, Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, Chandni Bar, all different genre.
And all amazing.
So absolutely. So see the changeover which came. So there is a revamp every 5 years in the film industry, and this revamp keep happening.
Right.
So and this is betterment for us. कि ऐसा नहीं कि नहीं, बल्कि theatre also you feel कि it's a good movie, people do watch and they want to watch the film.
Awesome. And all the very best for Bubbly Bouncer. I'm sure it's going to go great. And thank you so much for bringing this concept to many women like us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Tamanna. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to Pink Villa.